This Access Hollywood podcast is brought to you by McDonald's. The perfect way to wake up.
I loved it. I think you were unbelievable.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
And Matt and Mark, I mean, everyone. It was like an all-star cast.
Yeah, it was. Well, Scorsese attracts a lot of good people, that's for sure. We got a lot of great actors, and a lot of great actors that give a lot of great performances in this film. No matter how small the parts are, he has a way of sort of developing these characters, and he pays as much attention to the plot line and the overall structure of the movie as he does to these specific characters, and really getting you into their world and who they are. They're really well defined.
Well, it's funny that you say that Marty attracts a lot of people, because the one guy that you helped attract was Jack Nicholson. And I have the quote, because Jack said, more or less, it was because of Scorsese, and Leonardo was instrumental in that. So what did you do to convince Jack Nicholson to be in this movie?
It wasn't a matter of convincing, per se, because I think that it was more the fact that I think he really wanted to develop the character on his own. And when you hire Jack Nicholson to play an Irish mob boss, you've got to let him sort of do his own thing. And that's certainly what he did. And all of us involved on the film never knew what to expect when he was on set. And that was certainly great for my character, because I got to constantly be in fear of what was going to happen next, you know.
Naturally, because of Jack's...
Yeah, because it was constantly spontaneous. He was constantly rewriting what he was going to say, what he was going to do. No one really knew.
So he wouldn't prep you and say, all right, Leo, I'm going to do this.
Well, you get some idea. You get some idea of what he's going to do. But that was the agreement, as it should be. If he's going to play that type of role, he has to make it his own. And for my character, you know, it was the dynamic of having to play somebody who was undercover and revealing to the audience that I was constantly in fear for my life, but at the same time, there's killers all around me who are ready to off me at any second, and I couldn't relay that to them, you know. I had to be legitimate, and Jack Nicholson was instrumental in my performance, for sure.
It was a really cool character for you to play, because also you have, you know, you're kind of coming apart at the seams, but holding it together in front of them, and, you know, you're in fear of so many different things being revealed at the wrong time.
Yeah, constant information, disinformation, not knowing who to trust, not having anyone consistently throughout the film that was going to help me out in these situations. It was an unbelievable character to play for me, something, a departure, for lack of a better term, as far as roles that I've had in the past.
Or a departure.
Departure, yeah.
So tell me about the accent.
Well, it was a matter of getting...
I was impressed.
Thank you very much.
Being a Bostonian, I must say.
Thank you. Well, Mark and Matt are both from Boston, so I had to go to Boston a little bit and hang out in the city. Met with a couple guys in Los Angeles who really helped me out with the accent.
What do
Just
guys in Los
time
Angeles know?
Well, they were, you know, from South Boston. Dudes from South Boston.
Were they Mark friends?
There's some more Mark friends, yeah.
Okay.
So
you had the legit help.
Well, I had to.
No dialogue coach can teach you Boston.
Well, there was a dialogue coach for everybody, absolutely.
Were they from Boston?
No.
Okay, then they don't count.
Well, it's somebody that can do
counts.
anything. Mark's friend counts, right?
Yeah.
No, but it was good for me, because I'd never been in that world. I'd never spent any time in Boston, and to get the history of that city, to drive around South Boston, to hang out with some of the people there, meet some of the real characters, was really instrumental in, you know, making this movie believable and the character believable.
A lot of bare fistfights in this.
Yeah.
I mean, you were really, really violent. It was hard to deal with it. And it wasn't that I didn't buy you being violent, even though I don't think of you like that, you know, in an everyday kind of Leo way. But, you know, it was crazy. I mean, you take that coat rack and you take it to the guy's head, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm screaming in the middle of the theater.
Well, it's a depiction of what the character had to do to survive in that world, you know. And those things, at the end of the day, you sort of amp yourself up for those violent scenes.
How?
Well, you know, you psych yourself out, and you get angry, and you want to make it believable. But after you do it one time, it kind of becomes mechanical, and you just continue to do it. And I have so much respect for those stunt guys that take it on the chin constantly. It's a rough job, that what those stunt guys do.
That's hard. I mean, you were like blue in the face half the movie.
Yeah,
you were
I
just,
was.
you
I
know,
was.
crazy. But also, I mean, it was really awesome to see how Marty filmed it because, you know, when you see a fight in a movie, it's just, it gets cut on, you know, and actually, I felt like I was watching every hit
It's about
as it
holding
was
the shots.
naturally happening.
It's about holding those shots and letting it play out with a lot of intercutting.
So
He's
did
good
you-
at that. There's not many people that are that good about making you feel like you're really there. Yeah, he's great
Did
at
you have to kind of learn how to throw a punch, or did you already know?
that. Well, I've done a couple films. Nothing that dynamic in that sense. Both of the films, both Blood Diamond, I play, sort of hardcore characters. So, I did Gangs of New York. I did films like that, and I did my training for that film. So I had a little backlog.
So
It wasn't
so
entirely
you're kind of
fresh.
a badass now.